Like what I'm doing is getting me some knowledge so so that I can go to the streets. You know? Yeah, I'm recording myself now. My phone, I'm putting a video up on my channel. But like I don't feel comfortable. Like people, they'll tell you, they'll say, you better well listen to this person. I don't mind listening to people, but if what they saying and like somebody will come up and they'll say something like, okay, hold on, I'll give you a perfect example because we know Esau is all about distraction, lies, right? That's because you leave it off. Depends on how long you talk and leaving it off the plug. That's what it is. I leave it off the plug all day. Yeah, that's why it takes longer. But if you keep it plugged up, most of the time, because I leave mine. Well, I don't know. Sometime I don't, but most of the time I do plug it up at night when I'm laying down. You know, most of the time if I'm not using it, like if I'm up in here eating something or something like that, then what I'll do is for the most part, I just leave it plugged up. Yeah, you leave them off of there long enough. But it ain't nothing like reading out the book, bro. Okay. It says Matthew 5:17. Think not that I have come to destroy the law or the prophets. I have not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Now, what does that word fulfill means? Let me break down what fulfill is. Fulfill means is for it to come true. Now, if you look at everything, now, if you look at stuff in the Old Testament, a lot of it really have not came to pass yet. It's a lot of the stuff in the book that a lot of the prophets spoke, but it hasn't come to pass yet. You know what I'm saying? For verily I say unto you, until heaven and earth pass, one jot, one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, until all be fulfilled. Until all be fulfilled. Until all. So when they say until all is fulfilled, I mean until all the prophets, what they say come true, that means the law is still bound. It says until heaven and earth pass. So when you look outside, have heaven and earth pass, it say until heaven and earth pass. It didn't say heaven and earth has passed already. So when I look at that line right there within itself, and when I hear ministers tell you that the law of God has done away with, and I've been hearing them say that for years, I can't go along with that. That's not true, because what they saying and what he said in red writing, he said, think not that I come to destroy the law. Don't think in your mind, don't even get it in your head that I'm coming to do away with the law. You see what I'm saying? But they'll try to disannul what the scripture is saying. You got people that'll say, well, I had one person to tell me, why are you reading the Bible to me? We was on the phone, right? And it blew me away because I never thought that they would say that. They said, why are you reading the Bible to me? And that stuck with me, and it still stuck with me, right? That happened like about a little over 7 months ago. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, why would you say something like that when you clearly look around out in the black or in our black community and you can see gun violence and all that type of stuff? Did the Bible prophesy? And it also said that when you see war, when you hear wars and rumors of wars, see that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nations shall rise against nations, kingdoms against kingdom. Did the Bible say that? So I'm trying to figure out in my mind, do we have violence in this world? Is our people being shot down in the streets by Esau, the white man? Yeah. They had a dude, Africa, so-called black man just got shot. Not shot, but they put their knee on his neck. They murdered him, I think. Yeah. This just happened literally yesterday evening. I was looking at how them Edomites, they put pressure on him. You see what I'm saying? This happens all the time. And they know how hard it is for a so-called African American black woman and black man is to walk around in the Hispanic and Native American man walking around, even in your car. Your life is in danger, even in their cars and stuff. Well, guess what? All those things are in the Bible. Let me ask you another thing. There's another thing that happens to our people every day. Don't people get killed or going around sleeping with other people's wives and husbands and stuff like that? Don't they do that? This actually happens all the time. Well, guess what? That's in the Bible. So why would people say, why you reading the Bible to me? So all those bad things that are happening, and we had family, we lost family members and stuff over a fiance, over a woman. You know what I'm saying? Another brother getting killed over a woman. Another a sister that's not in the spirit setting the brother up to get killed over another woman. Now, his son that he had by this wicked ass woman, or this wicked woman, who was trained by Esau the white man, now the baby gonna grow up, the child gonna grow up, and it's never gonna experience to really get to see what his father looked like over something crazy, right? So when people say, why are you reading the Bible to me? I'm thinking in my mind, why did you make a rude statement like that when you see a lot of bad things are going on right now? You can't even live in your house and be rich and walk around, and all of the people that say that crazy nonsense talk about, well, why are you reading the Bible to me? And this and that and the third. Walk around in your house flashing. Walk outside your door flashing. You barely can walk out of that pool, they'll do something to you. So we already got the white man targeting us. He is the biggest target. They is the biggest conspiracy behind it all. And we just playing right in his hand. But people, it boggles me when people say certain things. Even to this day, you got daughter against mother, and mother against daughter, and the father-in-law against the son-in-law, and the son-in-law against the father-in-law, and the mother against her daughter, and the daughter, the son is against the father. And the son is against the mother in both ways, vice versa. But people are saying that, why you're reading the Bible to me, and everything that happens, all that stuff is in the Bible. So that lets you know, how can the Bible be a white man's book? I used to believe the Bible was a white man's book, and I used to believe that. And then a lot of people say that the Bible is a fraud book. Well, if it's a fraud book, why is all this stuff coming? Why is that coming to pass? Why would, if it tell you, for example, how many people y'all know died from cancer, right? We just not going to just use the Bible, for example. We just going to be a little bit natural right now. How many of y'all know some people or your loved ones in your family who have died from cancer, lung cancer, bladder cancer? Guess what? I know some people in my family that died from lung cancer and bladder cancer on my father's side. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna stand there and tell me that the Bible is not true, because it clearly tells you if you don't do this and you don't do that, he said curses will come. And then if you do this, if you keep the commandments, you read things like if you keep the commandments, he said blessings will come, right? Now, what is happening? Just like me, you look at me, the way I live my life. I kind of changed my life when I was like 13 years old. You know, I used to be the worst one of them out of my siblings. You know what I'm saying? And stealing, I was the best at it. I would say it like that. Now, for some reason, something just clicked with me. And I had family members who would tell me, man, I'll be praying for you. And so they praying. So at 13 years old, I called myself trying to repent and told the Most High God. And that was very young, you know. And I immediately made a U-turn that night. And I said, you ain't got to worry about coming to get me from a police station. None of that no more. I was very young telling my mother this. And I made that 360 or that 60. And I never went back to it no more. So I would say that was the conviction of God. God, you know what I'm saying? So my point is, if I would have kept that lifestyle that I had, I probably wouldn't be here right now. I'm 48 years old, and I probably wouldn't be here living. There's no shadow of a doubt. I know I wouldn't be here. You know? So what I'm trying to say is that book is real. If it tells you to do a certain thing and you don't do it and you end up dying from it or whatever, that lets you know that book is true. It can't be fraud. If it tells you not to do certain things and you don't do it and it ends up happening, and you go back and read in the book where it says, well, if you keep the commandments, you will live. But if you walk in the ways of death and if you choose to go after another God, then you're going to die in your sins. And when I read that, like, damn, well, hell, you know what? After all, the Bible can't be a fraud book, because it just literally what happened. This actually spoke about what happened, and you confirmed that it happened. And the Bible actually confirmed that it was going to happen before it happened if you didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a simple, you know what I'm saying? He said if you didn't do certain things. So that's why I don't understand how could people say that the book is not true. That's what I'm sitting here trying. I'm in a stage in my life to where I'm trying to figure out why would people say or disagree with the book. You know what I'm saying? When you say certain things, they think it's a whole lot. But when I look around out here in the world, when we see stuff happening out there in real life, you know what I'm saying? We don't even trust each other. We walk out our doors. Even me, sometimes when people act a certain way, I know I have good intention. I be wanting to speak, but I just choose to I guess my mind chooses to have an attitude just like them. You know, well, they ain't gonna speak. I'm not gonna. Why should I waste time? And I'm just being honest. And maybe that's the weak side of me. Sometimes I be like, well, if they don't speak, why should I speak? You know what I'm saying? They not speaking to me. Or I'll say things like, well, they don't give a damn about me. So it's like, hey, they trying to survive. I'm gonna survive too. I'm gonna keep mine survive. At the end of the day, I'm like, the way I'm looking at it, and I know this is probably the corner of mine, but I'm just being honest. I'm looking at it like, well, They don't give a shit about me. They don't care about me. They not doing this for me. So why should I give up my bread for them? Because at the end of the day, if I need to come back to them and get some bread, I can't get it. And that's how I'm looking at it. If I look like, hey, what's up, brother? And they just look at me crazy and weird and stuff. It's like, what does prosper mean? Let's see. Let's do this here. It says, Deuteronomy 8:1. All the commandments which I command thee this day shall ye observe to do, that ye may live. See that? That ye may live and multiply and go in and possess the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers. Thou shalt remember all the ways which the Lord thy God led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thy heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. That's true. So and then he said over here, Deuteronomy 9:34, ye have been rebellious against the Lord from the day that I knew you. Thus I fell down before the Lord 40 days and 40 nights, as I fell down at the first, because the Lord had said he will destroy you. It means kill you. So we see that when you don't do right, he'll bring judgment. He'll send people to kill you. He'll put a spirit upon somebody and make them come kill you. You know? Yeah. That's how he works. Matter of fact, let me prove that. Let me prove that right quick. I'll prove it. Like it takes, oh, here we go. 1 Kings 22. And 21. And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. See that? And it says, and the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail. Also go forth and do so. Now therefore, behold, the Lord had put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Lord had spoken evil concerning thee. See, God, he'll put an evil spirit upon thee. When you don't obey him and follow his commandments, he'll turn you over and he'll make an evil spirit come and put that evil spirit upon you and make you slaughter the shit out of somebody. God will do that. God will put a demonic spirit and possess that person with a certain spirit, and will make that spirit, put that spirit on that person, that man, that woman, and make them go out and slaughter and just blow it and just. God will do that. That'll be his judgment. People don't know that. That's in the Bible. The Most High God will put a spirit on you and make you go and do some shit you never thought you'd be doing. And that's one of the curses. He said he'll bring all them curses upon you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing something weird.
You know, you said had a day.
I didn't go to. No, I bought them.
Yesterday.
I think it was like day 4 yesterday. Yeah, he'll put a evil spirit upon you. That's First Kings 22 and 21. And you read 22 and 23. First Kings 22, 21, 22, 23. It said, and there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. And the Lord said unto him, well, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so. Now, verse 23, now therefore, behold, the Lord had put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Lord had spoken evil concerning thee. He'll not only do that, he'll put a spirit upon a person. If you don't follow his commandments, he'll put a spirit upon you and make you lie. You before you know it, you'll be lying. And you'll be like, damn, I ain't never in my life thought I'd be in a position like this. I never knew. Like you'll be saying in your mind, I never thought that my cousin or my family member was capable of doing something like this. I'm serious. I'm dead ass. I mean, I'm being serious. The Bible just said it. The Bible is a perfect witness of that. Who was he talking to? He was talking to Ahab and Jehoshaphat. And there they continued 3 years without war between Syria and Israel. And the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, sat each on his throne, having put on their robes, and a board place in the entry and the gates of Samaria, and all the prophets prophesied before them. Then Hezekiah, the son of Chenaniah, made him horns of iron, and he said, thus said the Lord, what these shall thou push the Assyrians unto thou hast consumed them. And all the prophets prophesied, so saying, go up to Ramoth Gilead and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it unto the king's hand. And the messengers that was gone to Micah spake unto him, saying, behold, now the words of the prophets declaring good unto the king with one mouth. Let thy word, I pray thee, be like the word of one of them, and speak that which is good. And Micaiah as the Lord liveth, what the Lord said unto me, that I will speak. So I think it was like Ahab. Ahab was doing some wicked shit, man. He was doing wicked stuff. Like what's his name? His wife, Jezebel. And Ahab was doing some evil shit. And so Elijah showed up, and God sent Elijah there to Ahab because Ahab was doing and Jezebel was doing a lot of wicked shit, a lot of wicked stuff. And when Elijah showed up to Ahab's house, what did Elijah tell Ahab? One of the main things, what did Elijah tell Ahab? Let's find out and see. What did Elijah tell Ahab? Let's Let's see here. Is this it? I might need to. What did Elijah tell Ahab? It says. It says this in 1 Kings chapter 18 and verse 17. Let's start at verse 15. And Elijah said, as the Lord of hosts liveth, before whom I stand, I will surely show myself unto him this day, to my Ahab. Now watch this. So Obadiah went to meet Ahab and told him, and Ahab went to meet Elijah. And it came to pass when Ahab saw Elijah, that Ahab said unto him, art thou he that troublest Israel? And he answered, I have not troubled Israel, but thou and thy father's house, and that ye have forsaken the commandments of the Lord, and thou hast followed Balaam. And because they did that, God sent a curse in the land in the days of Elijah and sent a famine in that. And they had like the valleys and the brooks dried up. That was part of the curse. They experienced a famine. They had no water to drink. God had allowed a famine to come in and dry up all of the water. And that's when Elijah had to pray for water. Elijah had to pray and ask the Most High to send water. And he prayed for rain, and the rain, it rained not upon the earth for the space of 3 years and 6 months. That's almost 4 years, almost. And he prayed again, and the Most High God sent rain, and the rain came, and all of the valleys was full of water. Everything was full. It filled up the water troughs for the animal, the water troughs, if I'm saying that right, the water trays. But I think during that time, that biblical time, they probably call them water troughs or something. I don't know, I'm not sure. But the valleys and the ditches and all of that, and then the wells got full. You see what I'm saying? Because it rained so much. It rained a lot. So that was one. That was a famine, a curse that he put upon the children of Israel, and Ahab and Ahab and Jezebel was wicked as hell. You see what I'm saying? They was not keeping the commandments of the Lord, the Most High, and we wonder sometimes why did God send famines? God be doing it, man. Of course, they're doing it, but God is allowing them is to do that is because we're not keeping his commandments to the best of our ability. We're not trying to keep the commandments. Let's just be honest. We ain't trying to do that. We suck up pork from here to New York. Now I know a lot of people ain't going that might be a little bit too strong for some people. Some people, when it comes to something like that, they ain't gonna want to. Nah, that's something that most of us, we not on that type of energy. But that's why these things happen to us. Yeah, that's why these things happen to us. God is using the enemy, the so-called white man, is to do these things, and we know that the white man is the damn devil that the Bible speaks of. He is. Now I still say that. But the only way to get these curses off of us and stuff like that, the key word is that you got to come back and keep the commandments. Look, let me tell you something, man. I'm not just on here talking and just running my head. I'm not telling you nothing that I'm not doing. Like from last year, I'm gonna say I did really good last year, and I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth, especially when it came to like temptation and being an endure and dealing with certain types of temptations and stuff like that. I have to say, I'm telling the truth. I did really good last year. 2022, I had made up my mind. I said, look, I'm not gonna let this greed and this other type of stuff, lust and all this stuff, take pride or take possession. And I have to say, with that, now if that didn't happen, I ain't gonna get on here and just lie to you. You see what I'm saying? I just say I am telling the truth about that. Last year was the first year that I ever got the won a victory for like over 40 some years. You know what I mean? And I still got a lot more to go, and I still got a long ways to go, man. I ain't really, I ain't where I was. I'm not where I should be, but I ain't where I was. And I think I did a pretty good job. Not I think I did do a good job last year, and I'm seeking this year is to do better, even in the moments where I'm at now. So don't think I'm just on here just running my mouth, man. I'm not doing that. I don't believe in that, you know. And I guess that's it. I ain't gonna hold it out no longer. I'm gonna get up out of here, and I'm gonna see y'all later, man.